Hey, what is going on, everybody? Nathan here with another Magic the Gathering video. In this video, I wanted to just make a short video showing off my new custom playmat that I got from Inked Playmats. This is a playmat that I actually made myself, and the main purpose of this video is to actually basically just link you guys to this image if you want to order this playmat. I just wanted to show it off, show what it can do, and if you guys like it, for those of you 90-degree deck turners out there, then you can go ahead and get the image for this playmat in the description below. Okay, so this is the empty playmat. I'll cut to a segment when I actually have cards on it so you can see how things actually work. Let me get a couple of cards just for a size comparison. So that's about how big the cards are, if we get a straight up view there. It is 24 inches by 12, I want to say. I don't remember the exact dimensions from Ink Playmat, but you've got your spot for your deck, the library symbol up here. I initially actually had this as like a backwards magic card, like it'd be the backside of this card, but that was actually trademarked, so Inked Playmat spotted that and said, hey, you need to change this, so it is now a library icon. So what you do is you keep your deck there turned 90 degrees sideways, so that your cards are facing like this. I have always been a fan of turning my deck sideways because it's just an easier motion to go like this rather than like turn all the way around 180 degrees. It is rather trivial, but it is important, and that's what matters. You got your exile zone, pretty basic. It is above the graveyard, so that stuff isn't confused on what is exiled versus what is not. I saw during the World Cup that a lot of people exiled stuff like under their graveyard, so that that's how they could tell. But for this playmat, I figured, you know, I had extra room, so I made a zone specifically for exiled cards. So you just simply put your exiled cards right there, and it works out pretty well. So then, obviously, you have your graveyard below that. This card, let me show you guys this. Hang on a second, let me get a couple more cards here. So, works pretty simple. You just simply put your cards over the little skull icon, and I guess I happen to discard a lot of land for this particular example. But yeah, basic graveyard, it can fit, you know, about, I don't know, 20 cards or so. I mean, if anything, you can just start stacking it up. But there is definitely plenty of room. If you're playing a Commander match, I mean, Commander would probably be the only thing where you might actually run out of room with your graveyard, depending on the type of match. But that is a lot of room for your graveyard, and in 99% of situations, you'll be fine. Okay, so then you have your area for land down at the bottom here, obviously. You've got white, blue, black, red, green. I actually posted this to Reddit. People suggested changes, and they wanted a proper ordering of the mana symbols, which I went and did for them. Initially, it was ordered by like the colors that I like to play most, but I figured make it a little bit more universal. Make, I don't know, some people are OCD, I guess. They want the colors in the correct order, so I did that. Basically, your let me see, your spots for land here can fit, I mean, about 5 land if you really squish them. Hang on, let me see. Most people spread out their land a little bit more than this, but if you really wanted to, you could fit 5 land in there. Otherwise, what people do is go like that. So it'll fit 3 land there, easy tap, untap, and it'll fit approximately 4 columns of these. I'll show you guys in a second when I've littered this thing with what might be a typical looking Magic playfield. And then you've got your spots for permanence right here. Large place for permanence. I actually have a white Kemba deck, Kemba deck. Can't speak today, I guess. And basically, that deck has a lot of artifacts and stuff, so I needed kind of 2 rows, like artifacts and enchantments down here, and actual creatures right there. And then, obviously, if you go ahead and tap, you put it into the caution zone to know that your stuff might be dying. So there's that. And then, last of all, so when I posted this playmat idea to Reddit, people were kind of split on the life counters. I mean, a lot of people don't like him, probably the higher level players, because everybody uses pen and paper. But I figured there's extra space on here, so like why not include a life counter? I personally keep track of my life on my phone, but if I don't have a pen and paper on me and I don't have and I don't want to use my phone because maybe it's running low on batteries, then I can go ahead and get just 2 generic markers. We'll just say some pennies there. I've got 35 life, and that's easy. The bad thing, obviously, to these kind of life counters is that the markers can get knocked around, but that is the risk you take for having a very easy life counter like that. So that's all parts of the playmat. I really like it because it's minimalistic, and zoned playmats I love because I'm like semi-OCD. As you can see, I'm straightening on my deck. That's how OCD I am. And I think like all Magic players are at least a little bit OCD, so just having a zoned playmat makes me that much happier. So I will load this entire thing up with a very cluttered game of Magic. Perhaps you're on turn 15 of Commander and you've got lots of stuff, and we'll come back and see what that looks like. So see you in a bit. Okay, so this is what your playmat might look like on turn 10 approximately of just a Magic game, Commander or whatnot, whatever you want to play. You've got your land, your tapped land, your untapped land, your mana artifacts, your enchantments can go over here. Really, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing this because that's what I like to do. Artifacts on the left, enchantments on the right, and then we've got our creatures over here and our tapped creature over here. Card or 2 exiled, cards in your graveyard. It all works out pretty well. There's definitely enough space on this playmat. And when you get ridiculous amount of permanents, I don't know, let's pretend these lands are creatures for just a second. The playmat can sustain a lot of permanents on your board. If anything, you can spill over into the second row. Let's say you're swinging all out. You want to go ahead and swing with everything you got. The playmat will support. You can go off even a little bit. Just a ton of tapped creatures and spill over here, I guess. I don't know. Life total, stuff like that. And it's great. I really, really love this type of playmat. Once again, the image to this playmat, if you want to custom order it from inkedplaymats.com, is down in the description. And yeah, you guys can go ahead and click on that. One thing to keep in mind though is that Inked Playmats, as a part of their creation process, cuts off the outer 1/4 inch of their playmat. So don't think that it's like a glitch or something if the image in the description looks weird. It is meant to be that way because they will cut off like a little bit of extra. But otherwise, it did turn out very well. So if you can see there, the skull, I meticulously, it's centered pretty well. So I was pretty precise on the measurements in Photoshop so that everything would go, everything would be centered all nice-like. And library looks good too. And yeah, so that's playmat. Just want to show you guys this to, I don't know, to show it off, I guess. And yeah, that's it. So feel free to leave a rating on the video if you did enjoy it. Feel free to subscribe and all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys later.